Yes, Daddy Ernie. How you doing, Daddy Ernie? I hope you slept well last night, Daddy Ernie. Where's Ernie gone? Is he glitching again? Your face.
Yo!
Listen. I told you this morning you took 4 in your head, but now your head is looking like a football. What's going on?
Hold on. I'm trying to share, bruv. I'm trying to share. Wait there.
You need to share you need to share your face, your real face, not the football, not the 4 boops that you got in your head last night. Why have you got a football head?
I don't know.
You're looking very footballish. Can't you see yourself?
No. I'm sharing. Hold on. Robert, get on with the show. I'm sharing right now. I'm sure you would like this early part of the show to be all about you because you've been taking a hammering over the last few weeks.
Let's just
so
talk.
I'm sure you'd like this part here of the show to be all about you. So fire away. Here I am. What have I got football there?
That's what I'm saying. You have a football head.
Hold on.
I was giving you a chance to answer your own self why you got a football head. Can you take 4 booping at your head?
I'm gonna there you go. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
For you?
Yeah, is that
that's
better.
Okay.
Yeah, that don't look too bad.
So,
people, how you doing, people? I don't know if we're on Facebook. Anthony's saying that we're having a bit of difficulty via Facebook.
Okay. All right.
But if you are out there on Facebook, let us know if you got us. If you're listening on and watching on YouTube. If you are on tubes, drop us a shout. If you're on the tubes.
Yeah, you know that. I mean? You know. And
I don't mean you're a tube. I just mean on YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube.
And don't forget to subscribe to YouTube. And put your messages at the bottom of the page as well. We want to hear from wherever you are watching in the world, in this country, in the world, wherever you are. We want to hear from you. All right. So it could get a little bit feisty tonight. You know what I mean?
I don't need to get feisty. Look, I've got a cool glass of water just in case I need to dash it on you because you might.
You know what I got? I got a cup of hot water this week, and check the cup. It ain't no hold on. It ain't no little dibby cup in us. Some world class. Copy out some different.
Hey, what coincidence that you're drinking water and I'm drinking water? I wonder
hot
why.
Water. I'm drinking hot water,
and I'm drinking room temperature water. What a coincidence, okay. Ernie.
You know that I boil it. Well,
you are the boss, and they do say great minds think alike. So if I'm thinking like a boss, I must be a boss too.
He's got some smooth lyrics tonight. I wonder why.
Hey, listen, let me just tell you guys all from now. All of you, with your FA Cups and your UEFA, all of you, I ain't studied the form. I put the form to one side. Okay. I'm just studying running. And all of you, I have it for all of you. Anybody come with loose talk today? Yeah. How you got last night.
Well, I tell you what, Robbo. I'm not really talking about Man United and Liverpool.
Why are you not talking about Man United? It was, the biggest game.
No, hold on. People's been complaining that me and you only talk about Man United and Liverpool. So tonight,
hang on. What did you say?
Sheffield United.
What did you say? People are complaining
that me and you only talk about Man United and Liverpool. So tonight, I think it's very apt tonight that we just divert and talk about Everton, Sheffield United, and the West Ham way.
Listen,
right?
The people that are complaining. Listen,
I don't care nothing about what happened. The team bus got let down. I got 4 on it. I don't care about it. I'm talking about the West Ham way. Is West Ham going to make the top 4?
Listen. You can talk about Sheffield. You can talk about Sheffield. You can talk about Everton all you like. People want to talk about the salacious stuff. The stuff that makes dreams. The stuff that makes people hide under their chair.
We can talk about the salacious stuff because we can try and find out, was the rumours right about Moisey when he was at Man United and his daughter and my boy? That's salacious. That's salacious. So we don't have to talk about Liverpool or Man United. Allow them this week, bro.
Yeah, but no, we're not. Listen, we ain't coming off that this week. We are staying right here.
No, all right.
Big question tonight.
Hey,
the big question tonight. I'll tell you what the big question is, Ernie.
Yeah.
Ollie is a bottler. Ollie would make a perfect manager for Spurs. Ollie is a bottler. Ollie had a game.
The bottler because we finished second. We're finishing second, so I will stay with the bottler.
Brother, right? You know and I know.
But more to the point, is West Ham, with the West Ham way, are they going to get into the top
We're
four?
not interested in that right now. We want to know what happened.
You're talking about my man Trevor up in East Coast. He's interested in that. He wants to know if he's going to get into the top four.
Respect to Trevor. When Trevor came on, we asked him we talk about the West Ham way. He started telling us about documentaries and go and watch this documentary on it. No, Trev. We don't care about the West Ham way. We want to know what is Ollie's way. Ollie's
way is finishing second. I heard the story. Ollie's second.
Okay, Ollie's finishing second. Ollie finished third. So, okay, right. Ollie had a chance to put pressure on a team currently, listen, currently, as they call it, running away with the league. They're not running that far. This is a Manchester City that has played better than everybody else. You could have put, in the words of, or in the ways of Sir Alex Ferguson, psychological pressure on Pep's head. So next season, Pep worries about Manchester United.
No, he's worried about them already. Don't worry about it.
I can tell you this. Chelsea are not worried about Man United. Leicester ain't worried about Man United. And now Liverpool ain't worried about Man United.
No, but you ain't got to be worried about Man United because we're doing our thing. Remember what we said, always look on the bright side of life. And you can now get us on Twitch TV as well.
He's trying to twist.
Watch the show on Twitch TV.
Hey, right? Ernie,
now who's going to be managing Sheffield United next?
Ernie, the only twitching that's going on tonight, is your manager.
We're on Twitch TV, bro.
Yes, people. Yeah, I will back that up. We are on Twitch TV, so people will be using Twitch and Facebook. So any of the options, try find us on Twitch and let's get the subscriptions up. YouTube. And listen, we're not that fixed on YouTube, Facebook. They're just platforms. I mean, we have a wonderful platform. Shouts to everybody that watches the show Saturday morning, 11 a.m. on Yanga TV. We're doing this thing on TV.
Yeah, man.
This is why I can't have you. You can't be running. We're on TV. Now let's get back to what we were talking about last night. We like to kick the show off with the recent shenanigans, the recent run-ins. The recent run-ins is
Man City and Newcastle tonight. That's the recent run-ins.
Well, you said it earlier on. The season's over. It's done. They've got the league. So where is this Manchester United pressure? The big team, the Red Devils. When the Red Devils, listen, when that red mist descends. Listen,
you know what you're looking at? Look, Newcastle 2, Man City 2. That's the big
pressure
news.
You should have been applying on them.
That is the big news, right? Robbo, the season has been finished long time. There's no way that you could have caught Man City. All you wanted us to do with Leicester is to beat Leicester, which would encourage you to catch Leicester.
No.
If you're that good, you catch Leicester.
I told you.
Right now, tonight, I'm on the West Ham way.
Hey, listen, I told you earlier on, all I wanted you to do, being the second best team in the country, is beat Aston Villa with your squad.
Well, we beat Aston Villa
with your squad. You had 1 point to qualify for Europe, and you thought, I know, let's just get all our players together. We got to get into. You're second in the table. You would have been in Europe anyway. Rest your players for the Aston Villa game, and then go in with the gunman. Them Leicester City coming down the road to Old Trafford, box them up, part them, and then your tails would have been up. You could have rested some of your players and faced a Liverpool. You would have you would be reveling today. Instead, Ranks is reveling because Manchester United has proven to everyone that your manager hasn't got the mettle to make that team great, son.
Okay.
Evening,
Well,
Gussie.
he made it great enough to finish second this season.
That's not great, man. Second is second, man. Nobody cares about the bridesmaid.
Well,
They care about
listen, if you
number
could have
one.
bought us,
Numero uno.
to finish second, you would have loved it. You'd have been like Keegan. I'd love it. I'd love
No,
it.
no,
I'd love it.
no.
Yes, you would be.
No, I
The
wouldn't.
mere fact is, this is the fact, right? We ain't doing no favour business. The people themselves, we're talking about Liverpool and Man United too much. Tonight, I want to deflect.
I don't know who you. I don't know.
West
I
Ham
think
and Everton and Southampton and them other teams in the league. You want to talk about Liverpool.
people.
So
I
talk
don't
about
know.
Liverpool.
I don't know if Ernie is bumping into too many people in these local littles. It's the same people every week. Which people? The people have spoken to me and they said, roast Parter Ernie tonight. Even Manchester United fans have said roast him. He was saying Ole out 6 weeks ago.
Who was?
And all of a sudden he's an Ole
No way,
in.
mate. No way. Anybody who knows me know that I'm backing Ollie. Anybody who knows me this season knows that I am backing Ollie.
People, as we say, play
Young
the
man
tape.
time now.
Rewind the tape. Go look upon the tape. The tape.
All right. Ernie, Gussie, Ernie, why are you behaving like that? Because
That's right.
people said that we're talking too much about Liverpool and Manchester United, Gussie. That's why I'm behaving like that. And
Oh, let's ask the
furthermore,
public. Let's ask the public. Let's ask the public.
Southampton,
Hang on. Let's ask the
Russia,
public.
Crystal Palace 8-1. That's a next story as well. There's a lot
Okay,
of stories.
all right. Let's ask the public. Let's ask the public.
Yeah.
If you believe that Manchester United, Liverpool, the problems
Yeah.
of those two clubs is if you don't want to hear about them, just say you don't want to hear about them. No
Yeah.
problem. But if you
They worry
believe
about
that
the
there is
West Ham
some,
way.
if you believe there is some discussion about this top four race, because we can't talk about Man City, we are gonna talk about the FA Cup 100%.
Yes.
But I think that's the only story of the week, bro. It
No.
was just like the wrecking of the ground, smashing up of the training
No,
ground.
but you lot was
It's-
responsible for that. I've got to the bottom of that. The security guy lives in
Guy
Liverpool.
Water.
The head of the security at Man United, his firm, lives in Liverpool. I knew it all the way. I knew that you lot was involved
Where'd
in
you
that.
get that story from, Ernie?
Don't worry, I got my sources, man. I got my sources. Right?
I think you've been on the sources, mate.
The
brandy
who
sauce.
said the security
You've been on the brandy
lives in
sauce.
Liverpool. Him and the Manchester security man is friend. Right?
People.
Between the two of them, they organise that.
Listen, since you know so much about the people, can you confirm Daddy Ernie's story that it was a Liverpool security? As he said, he got his sources. I believe, as he's been every week, he's on the brandy sauce. You've been on the brandy sauce. That's why he's doing warm water today.
Anyway, see, Robbo, on a roll, geezer. On a roll? Oh, that idiot. 2-4
Yes,
needs to be a topic.
2-4 topic
Yeah,
needs
but
to be.
that's his
It needs to be
personal
discussed.
He's a Liverpool
And
supporter.
also, what needs to be discussed? Why is it your brethren Gary Neville?
Yeah.
Finally, the utterance. Now, I didn't get to see the match. We'll tell you what I was doing last night. I didn't get to see the match. The utterance of, well, it's a problem. You know, we're missing Maguire. Why wasn't he saying that? Where was that energy when we were missing Gomez? Great little young centre-back. Probably the best English young centre-back in the country. Why wasn't he saying that? Let's put Virgil van Dijk out.
You're idiot.
Why wasn't he saying that when clearly...
Idiot, why Jamie Carragher
Listen,
supposed to say that?
hang on. Why wasn't he saying that when clearly Matip is one of the best centre-halves in the country? When you lose two of them, then lose your captain, then lose Fabinho, where was that energy?
here we go.
Oh, it's a big club. It's a big club. It's got... You lose one player. One player. Slabhead. He's on the brandy sauce. You lose one player, and then Gary Neville loses his marbles.
Don't worry
Keep the
about
same
Gary Neville.
energy, Sky TV. Keep the same energy, Daddy Ernie. Robbo has been consistent. Even if you say I pile on the Liverpool nonsense, it's been consistent. Thank you. People, we can move on. Four
right.
in your head.
Okay.
Boop, boop, boop.
Yes.
What
And
about Salah's celebration?
when you look, what about Salah? I didn't even see it. When they went 3-2 and
The
with
man,
minutes to go, I didn't see it.
the man was doing, the man did a move like, limbo, limbo, limbo. The man was limboing.
Why
man-
is he doing that? Because he's not.
It's
he's
the
done-
theatre of dreams.
Bruv, it can't be for him. Otherwise, he would never ended up at Liverpool. He would have
What you
come
know?
to the theatre of dreams and relished his to play at the Theatre of Dreams in the red shirt. He can't be celebrating and he's in Liverpool shirt.
Watch the
madman.
Did you see the moves like that?
Yeah, he was drunk. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about all you got to worry about, mate, is that you finish in the
let me give you a proper pose. It was like this. It was like this. It was like that.
We're not doing you we never done you no favours. And next season, Watford's coming up, Norwich is coming up, definitely, and maybe Bournemouth might come back next season.
What a way you want to talk about next season already. And what a way you want to move. So we haven't even people. We've got some big discussions about what's happening with the show when we start back next year. And he's already revealing it. He's telling about Watford, Norwich. He ain't talking about his manager, who I give him credit. Credit. He has galvanized those players. Those players look like they want to play for United. But brother, he's not a leader.
Bruv, he got us to second in the Premiership.
He's not a leader.
We are the best of the rest. Next season will be the telling point.
Ernie probably broke his TV when the third goal went in. Did you nearly break your TV when the third goal went in?
No, I stopped watching it. It was the missus' birthday. She allowed me to watch it. And then when you lot scored the third goal, I stopped watching it. Then we got 3-2. I watched a little bit and I saw the clock run now. I thought, we ain't going to get another goal here.
Yeah,
and
but Liverpool, hang on. Liverpool, the team, in the last few games, has thrown away a lead in the 90th and the 89th minute.
No.
How is it?
They came
Manchester United.
I think all of them, they came out like they all snorted coke. They were on it from the whistle. From they came out the dressing room, they were on it, rude boy.
Gifford said, Ernie, you need a beating stick. How is it in the last few minutes, knowing that Liverpool, this is your manager, he's got to have the nose of a bloodhound. He's got to see Liverpool will worry. They will wobble in the last few minutes. You bring on Matic. Your manager is a joke.
Okay.
Please believe me. Don't get gas on the second place. But guess what?
Robbo Ranks there. All I can see is four in your head. Listen, that is the best caption you've had all season. So, mate, just milk it. Just milk it.
Where's Eddie? Where's that? Where's that dry face brother called Eddie Nessa? Where him there? Him there? I want to see him. I want to see him, yeah? I want to see Eddie Nesta too. I want to see Eddie Nesta too. Another person that doesn't understand the game is played 38 games. 38 games. You can chat off your mouth after 10. You can chat off after 20. You can chat off when you're in finals. You chat at the end, bro. Where are you, son?
Now because we're going to finish second. Eddie.
Let me meet my learned friend. Good evening, Eddie. Good evening. Before you talk to me, good evening, brother.
Good evening, Chipmunk. How are you, mate? I've got 10%. I'm really sorry. I've done this really badly. Good afternoon or evening to Ernie. And I swore that you're not going to raise my blood pressure again. The problem is, and if you knew anything about football, you would understand this. There is nothing for Manchester United to play for. You can talk about pride. If you're Roy Keane, you can talk about pride. We are not going to come higher than second. Nobody is going to knock us out of a Champions League place. So it's quite different. It's like going and doing exercise when you eat and you're warm and you're in your bed. You, my friend,
Eddie,
you are trying.
You are better than that. You are better than that.
We're Liverpool in the Premiership.
Hold on. Your statement, your opening salvo. Hang on, your opening salvo.
Yeah, but you don't let anybody else talk. You gave a big speech. I've got 10%. Let me give it to you. You've just use
three.
Ernie,
just use three so I can kill you during your 7%.
You've just said to Ernie,
yes,
the game is not the season is not over 10 games.
Yes,
it's over 38, right?
38. That means when it finishes.
Where are you?
Why are you finishing today? Why are you? We got nothing to play for.
Because there's nothing to play for.
There's nothing to play for.
You clearly agree that it's 38 games, but on 35, there's nothing to play for.
Why don't you concentrate on why Sadio Mane did not want to shake your manager's hand?
We can talk about that, but let's talk about Manchester United. You are the Manchester United fan.
Day one, Van Dijk isn't going to be available for Europe. You lot are pooped.
Let's
you
talk
lot are
about
rubbish.
Let's talk about what you opened up with.
We're going to be We're going to be in the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
Where are you going to be?
Okay, so being in the Champions League is progress for Manchester United, yes?
Yeah, but we was in it last season.
Is it progress for Manchester United, yes or no?
Took you COVID to win the Premier League.
God,
Yes.
there we go.
Yes.
Now they talk, people, you see, now Eddie's come on.
You
It's
won
infectious.
the COVID Premiership.
Eddie, have you been on the source as well?
COVID.
All right, people. I've done my best. I've got Ernie. I don't think I can get round the great Eddie Lester.
You ain't got me
Eddie,
nothing.
let me start again while you're on 6%. Good evening, Eddie. How's the week been?
It's a horrible week, It's a horrible week because I listened to our Prime Minister today and I'm supposed to know, and I listened to him and what did he just say? Did he say that Indian variant is scary? Did he say you can go and spend a little time in a hotel? Did he say that you can, because as I understood it, 17th of May is a time where people can have sex with other people again.
In a group of 6.
No, I didn't say that.
Is that what was reported on London, BBC London, the group of 6?
I didn't hear that.
In groups of 6. I heard it on Eddie Lester, drive time.
Are Chelsea going to do the double?
Well, let's bring in Rodders and get Rodders' opinion because he's been waiting there in the background. Or Rodders.
Sorry,
you know what I mean?
Rodney.
One thing we do know is that Arsenal's not really involved in anything that's going on. But anyway,
I was trying to find something for you, Eddie, but I couldn't drop the trigger. But all I got to say to Manchester United fans, bullet!
what we had it on for? That's
Hang on
Rodders'
to
thing.
second, bro. That's all you got.
Good afternoon, Rodney.
Hi, Rodney.
They tried to take the mickey. Chelsea tried to take the piss out of Arsenal this week. And I'm glad them man they had some professional pride.
Listen, it's been a strange week, isn't it? It was fascinating listening to Ernie and Robbo. Because at the end of the day, listen, United have had a better season than Liverpool. But you got to give the man his little 90 minutes yesterday, man. Liverpool did what they needed to do. And you know, that game used to be quite important, didn't it? Man United, Liverpool, regardless of where teams were.
Very true.
It's the top game. It's the top game in the country, mate.
It's the top game in the country, and anybody crying over Man United playing as many games as they have in a short space of time. Well, United fans did what they did a couple of weeks ago. That's why the team, you know what I mean? That's why the team had to play another game.
I never even brought it up. I didn't even bring up playing 3 games in 5 days.
Well,
I mean,
the fact that
why would you bring it up? You got a squad. You're the one that says you got a squad, Robbo. Use your big squad. You got a big squad. You're Man United. You said it to me. You said it to me, and your brethren Eddie said that to me when I was describing our injury crisis. You were saying it's on the tape. Where's your squad? You should have bought a big squad. You got a big squad. You're Manchester United. Rodney.
Sir.
Rodney.
Yes,
so
Captain.
I'm trying to sway away from it because we've done
Eddie's,
nearly
Eddie's
23. We've done 23 minutes of.
Eddie's
23 minutes of.
7%, man. Trust me.
I need Eddie to stay. We've done 23 minutes.
Okay.
The interesting game tonight. I know you've been pre in the game, and Ernie wants to move swiftly on. The title winning Manchester City. Do you feel that laying down a marker in any way for any of the teams, like Chelsea laid down the marker, beating them the other day? Do you think that makes a difference in mindset, mentality, confidence for next season? Do you think anything that happens in the last few games of this season will set any alarm bells for next season?
I don't think so, because currently City are drawing 2-2 at St James's Park against a fired-up Newcastle. And if Newcastle sneak it, I wouldn't be surprised. That's the way the game's gone. I think to talk about next season is a little bit too early, if I'm honest. There's a transfer market that's never going to be the same again. I think a couple of big-name strikers are going to move around Europe and England as well.
That story coming out of Milan is amazing, isn't it? They can't pay Lukaku and those guys their wages. They've tried to defer the bonus for winning the league. And definitely there's going to be a fire sale. Barcelona can't buy without selling, and that's why Aguero might end up there because they get him on a free. I mean, those guys have run out of money, haven't they?
Yeah, but I mean, I think that you got to call Milan a giant, haven't you, Ed? Do you know what I mean? So it just means that they've been in financial trouble for a while. Do you know what I mean? And
A long while. They've been in that financial shakiness for.
This is why the Super League, dare I mention it, is so attractive to a couple of teams.
That's right.
Let's not mess about. So for Milan, one of the giants of the game, to be where they are, but they're not alone. Trust me, they're not alone in terms of that. So
Bayern Munich don't have any money either. I know Barcelona, Real Madrid have real trouble at finding money right now. There is a challenge, I think, and I think you're right. That's why they went for the big competition, but not in the right way.
Not in the right way at all. But as I said, for me, the big competition will come back at some stage. There will be another 18 months, 2 years, 3 years. I think just to survive, and I know it sounds awful when we hear the sums of money that's being bandied about, but just to survive, clubs will buy into it.
Yeah. It won't come back in the same way, though, will it? I'm already hearing their reforms planned.
No. Because now you're getting certain clubs saying that they're going to invite fans onto the board. Do you know what I mean? And that's a smart move.
They haven't got any power. They've rejected Tottenham's idea of doing that because they said they weren't consulted and they won't have any power.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole Tottenham scenario is just different gravy, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
But a couple of the Juventus and that still hasn't pulled out of that Super League thing. They're still in there or something like that. I was reading.
Yeah, and that tells you a lot.
They're about to face the judgment. There will be sanctions.
The English team pulled out en masse all on one night, didn't they? Because it was kicking off outside their grounds. I mean, we talked about obviously Liverpool beating Man United yesterday, but there were still protests. There was still a bid to get that game stopped. And what I think is going to be particularly interesting is that
was that you out there with the cones, Eddie?
The interesting thing is, guys,
I see one black brother run out and he said, "Lord God, that boss, they're big," and he said, "No, you can go through." I thought it was Eddie because I know he went to the training ground.
Well, what's going to be interesting is that fans return to stadiums in smaller percentages from next week, and it'll be interesting to see what the stance is. I think it's 10,000 per ground from next Monday onwards, when obviously COVID restrictions are lifted again. So it's going to be very, very interesting what stance the privileged few take when they get. I think there's going to be.
Can I ask a question also about this same subject, the fans? When the game was pulled, Man United Liverpool game was pulled. Obviously, we saw the reactions from the Manchester United fans. It looked like they had enough was enough. The following game, they play Aston Villa, nothing. And then there was also, let's go and pull the Liverpool game. What is this on and off anger about? What is that about?
It's a high-profile games. Liverpool is a high-profile game.
All games are high-profile.
Simple.
No. It's a high-profile game. It's the biggest game in the country.
If you take any regulation season, wherever those two teams are in the league, Manchester United versus Liverpool is the biggest game of the season.
Granted. If you're angry with the owners, surely you don't. It's not on tap. It doesn't go on and off. You just stay angry.
This is what every week you surprise me at the depth of your stupidity.
That's not stupidity. Listen,
you would have put wing mirrors on horses. So
Eddie, I'm vexed with you. I was vexed with you last week. I was vexed with you the week before. I'm still vexed with you. My energy is not changing because all of a sudden we're doing something different. I'm vexed.
No, because they're trying to make a point.
You're not making a good point.
If you get the biggest game, they're watching that game all across Africa, all across Europe, in Thailand. They're
sure they was watching Aston Villa as well.
And
Leicester.
Not as much. Not as much, mate.
I'll tell you what, if you don't believe me, ask Rodney this question. Does the ticket to go and see Aston Villa versus Man United cost the same as the ticket?
But Rodney, surely the conversation
Man United and Liverpool.
He's not listening. I'm trying to learn you something.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just to let you know, it's now Newcastle 3, Manchester City 4. It's a basketball.
That's what you call
I mean, Robbo, listen.
That's what you call putting down a marker.
It's about impact. It's about impact. You know what I mean?
Listen, not all protests need to be made at the ground, but that energy was supposed to keep. You just keep the energy going. How are you going to get them out? You're going to ease up because you're playing Aston Villa. Manchester United fans, they're crazy, as proven by Eddie.
When we're playing Liverpool, more people are watching than when we're playing Villa or Leicester.
Doesn't matter.
So you turn on the tap more.
Oh, you turn it off and turn it on then?
It's a derby.
So you turn it off and turn it on. Is that what you do, Manchester United?
If you listen to where Arsenal play Tottenham and what they do, helicopters and whatever, and they're literally at the other end of the ground. It's a derby. And when you get a derby, you get a different kind of passion, a different kind of reaction on and off the pitch.
So the passion, it's a different passion anger. It's an anger passion.
To really underpin what Eddie's saying, I think if you're talking about Great Britain,
go get some juice in your battery, Eddie. Go on, run off.
The derby of all derbies, for several reasons, is Celtic versus Rangers. Liverpool, Man United is second. I don't think there's any other derby that I can say will come second apart from Man United, Liverpool, because of the history, the location, the success that both clubs have had. But yeah, for me, Man United, Liverpool, and of course, the fans got their wish in the original game, didn't they? They got the game called off.
They made their point.
They made their point. So they ran out to try to stop the bus again.
Aston Villa, Man United will cause a ripple, but not in the same way as Man United, Liverpool.
So run off and stop the bus. That, let's just cool for 2 days, and we'll, on the next fixture, we'll just go and stop the bus. Makes no sense. But I'm not a Manchester United fan. Hey, I'm a Liverpool fan. When we're angry, we're just angry, yeah?
I wouldn't tell too many people that you're a Liverpool fan, Robbo.
They know, man. They know.
Whatever turns you on.
You see, what you have tonight, guys, is Robbo really, really happy. One, to beat Man United, because that must be sweet after a really difficult season.
Sweet. It's sweet. All this water sweet.
And two, it keeps him in with the Champions League chance. So that's a little double for Robbo.
There's no chance. Top four's already sorted. Rodney, please do not give him hope. You tell him to follow the rainbow, and at the end of the rainbow, there will be a pot of gold. He will believe you because he's stupid like that. There is no chance. Top four, Man City, Man United, Chelsea, and Leicester. It's done.
Can we talk about a very
Eddie? You could be right there. Son.
Let's talk about that Mane situation, though, man. Come on, let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
He won't do it.
He wasn't happy. Klopp
Don't
explained.
Dare touch me. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but Klopp explained what happened. He said he was pissed off with him because he made a decision after he already told him in training, the last training session, you're going to be playing, son. And then, surprise, pulls out the team sheet and he's not there. He was pissed off. Just like Henderson was pissed off. Just like Milner was pissed off. Just like Mo Salah. Keep the same energy when you're talking about Mane with the other three players who've done it exactly the same way. Snub their manager. Next point.
Well, we can't because from day one, we have told you there is a problem. From day one. Rodney, is that not right? Is that not...
What is the problem?
Yeah.
Some kind of illness that I keep telling him the same...
No, the problem is Mane's form
Gonna find out next
whack,
season.
and that's it. And he wasn't playing. And the manager said, you ain't playing, son. End of. There is no problem. Klopp is the manager. You can sulk. You can be pissed as much as you like. At the end of the day, Klopp's the manager.
I wouldn't expect Mane to start the next game, however.
He starts.
I don't think he starts. Why would he start?
If they have the same season that they had
why would he start
next year? Would he still be there?
His replacement scored. Why would he start?
He will start because that was the whole point of not playing him, so that he's fresh for West Brom. He starts.
West Brom.
I will put. Yeah, fill your boots, son. I will put my house
Fresh
Eddie's
for West
mansion
Brom.
on it. He starts.
I don't think Mane gets as upset if he doesn't start against West Brom, but plays against Man United. If you see what I'm saying, it's not. I don't think it's the teams. I don't think it's the team that he wants to play against. He wants to play, and we go back as to why Man United Liverpool is such a big game, because Mane wants to play in those big games.
I get that. But I think he starts against West Brom. Fabinho played a full 90 minutes. Why would Mane start against West Ham? In the words of Daddy Ernie, my learned friend, use your squad.
Do you change your winning team?
Next subject. Come on, I'm on a roll.
Do you change your winning team?
Do you think that West Ham's going to get into the top 4 then?
Me?
Yeah, you said next subject.
No.
Okay. Who's expense?
I don't think they get into the top 4, but at equally, I'm not. Great game last night. I'm not confident. I'm just like everybody else. I look at it, Liverpool in it. I won't look at it in an isolated. The game against Manchester United, Liverpool haven't done enough to be in top 4. If they win all 3 games, then they deserve to be. That means they've won 4 games on a bounce. Any team that wins 4 games on a bounce, you should move up the table. But the game against Manchester United is not what sways my decision. I don't know if Liverpool are capable of winning. Rodney would I suppose Rodney would agree. But I think the top 4 has been tied up pretty much.
I actually think Liverpool will make top 4.
At whose expense, in the words of Ernie?
Possibly Chelsea's.
Big call.
You think Leicester's going to be top 4, Rod?
I'll tell you what's important, and I know we'll talk about it later on. I think the FA Cup result will be important because, ironically, Leicester and Chelsea play midweek as well. Chelsea could win both. Leicester could win both. One could win on Saturday. One could win midweek. I just think Liverpool have got a little momentum going, and as they say, there will be very, very winnable games. And we've got someone saying that the top 4 will be Man City, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, and Leicester will be.
Yeah, that's Robert.
I'm not sure about Leicester dropping out.
Nor am I. I mean, the confidence that Leicester will get having won at Old Trafford. Why not?
Very good team. They're a very good team.
Very good team. I know they'll probably start slight second favourites of the cup final tomorrow. But I can tell you what, I expect that Leicester team to give it a right good go tomorrow in the cup final.
We are going to talk about the cup final, but them being a good team, them being in the top 4 position, they've just put away Man United. Why would anyone think that they do what they did last season and slither out of the top 4?
I suppose because it's never done till it's done. And I tell you what could be pivotal for them tomorrow and for the rest of the season, massive injury to key defender Johnny Evans. Mm-hmm. Now, I know they won at Old Trafford without him, but he's held that defence together. That could be an interesting one. That could be a little factor involved.
Okay. Well, we'll discuss the cup final because that game comes first, and then obviously it's the big battle, Chelsea, Leicester, and either way, any result like a point is not going to be good for either teams, and obviously a loss is a disaster.
Absolutely, you got to win your games now. Simple as that. Draws are no good to anybody.
Rodney, how's Arsenal been? Big game.
In regards to the midweek result?
The midweek result, bro.
I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit like you, Robbo, in terms of it's really satisfying to have beaten Man United for you. And it's really satisfying for me to say that Arsenal beat Chelsea. It doesn't change Arsenal's season because it's been torrid. But guess what? I think generally when you ask me, I tell you, wow, you never know what's going to happen with Arsenal. So said, so done midweek. But it's really dented Chelsea's ambitions automatically getting there on the top 4. And once again, it's that away team syndrome that just seems to be so dominant this season. There's not the same sort of pressure if you're an away team with home fans there, winding up the home team and trying to disrespect the away team. So, one swallow doesn't make a summer, but take it, 3 points, move on. Let's see how Chelsea can bounce back.
So it's still 3-4. Newcastle.
We got about 14, 15 minutes to go. Cracking game.
Yep. Torres hat-trick. Is he going to be Manchester City's number 9? Because we talked about there's going to be big transfers.
No, I don't think so.
Could you see Pep saying, "Do you know what? You're all right, lad." He doesn't talk like that. Actually, he says, "Oh, you're all right, lad." I think
He don't talk like that either. He's Spanish.
You're all right, all right, all right. Do you reckon you don't see him as a permanent him and Jesus being a permanent?
I just don't see Jesus or Torres being the main up front for City.
He's not a direct replacement to Aguero. The finishing is never going to be on that level. But in terms of that quickness, sharpness of brain, do you think you couldn't see him being that guy?
Not at the moment, but listen, anything's possible with Pep. That's what I'm saying.
So who's your money on to be that new striker for Manchester City come next year?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I think it's Kane. I think Sugar Kane.
If
he's going anywhere, he's going City.
Why?
Because we don't want him at United.
I'm not sure all Man United fans would agree with that. But, you know.
Well, put it this way. City's got enough oil money to outbid anybody apart from Abramovich with the rubles. Right? So it's going to be between them two. And he's not going to go Chelsea from Tottenham. So
but
if he's
going true. They didn't outbid you when you went for Sanchez. For that major signing you took from Arsenal, they couldn't talk to Man United apparently.
No, but that was idiot business. We had that idiot manager.
No, it was an idiot signing.
It was an idiot signing. It was an idiot signing, right? We don't have to sign what's his name at 150 million with no sell-on clause, no benefit to sell him on or nothing.
What's interesting for
Harry Kane, Manchester United's number 9.
What's interesting for Man United, guys, is that one, the Cavani extension of the contract means that obviously he's going to be around and has been good for the younger players.
Yep.
But Man United, as Roy Keane so beautifully put the other day, are short of a couple of players. And I think
he said 4.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not going to say 4. I think
like Ernie, they needed 4.
I think if you need 4, I think if it's 4, one of those 4 has to be a centre forward. It has to be a number 9 that gets you 20 goals a season.
That's Harry. That's Harry Kane.
I know it is.
Not at 150 million, it's not.
What's the price tag got to do with it?
A whole heap.
Why?
It's business. 150 mil. Sugar Kane, who we know that come just before this part of the season, he's going to be out for a few games because his ankle's going to give away.
Here comes Cavani. Here comes Jesus just stepping in. You know what I mean? Cavani sits in that position. He plays a few games, runs around, and that's that. Job done. You win the league, mate.
We'll save that 150 mil. I've got a feeling that we're going to go for a big one. But
Harry Kane, number 9 at Manchester United. You win the league, bro.
Yeah, all right. Will, you keep on thinking that. I don't think that. I don't think that at all.
Foden on the left-hand side.
The squad that we got at the moment just needs a couple more additions to it, and Harry Kane isn't one, and we will not be too far short.
I tell you what I think is interesting, is that, Ernie, you give your captain, your centre-half, a lot of grief, Harry Maguire. And I tell you what, it was a massive miss last night. Massive miss, in my opinion. It isn't by, and it's certainly, and I think we've known that it isn't Lindelof either. And I think
Ernie didn't say that this morning. Ernie said it didn't matter.
Those two were a bit like the Keystone Cops yesterday.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really poor defensive performance. And I think what Harry does is just gives you that stability, whether you like him or not.
Patrick Tappin said Cavani and Greenwood will score 20 each next season. Patrick.
Well, Greenwood will. Greenwood will score 20 next season.
You think Greenwood will start that many games and to score 20 goals? Honestly.
Yeah. How many has he got this season?
Wow. So what happens to Martial then?
Well, Martial's going to cut. We ain't even talking about Martial. 100% fit Martial. We ain't even talking about him. But anyway, like the people said, we've been spending too much time talking about Man United and Liverpool. Right now, it's time to talk about the FA Cup
I'm
final.
just unruly. I just wanted to go away from the people, man. I just wanted to do. I just want to do my. I just want to do my thing. I'm just here for the ride today. I'm here for the ride, the victory ride. Yes, you're right, Ernie. But before you say that, Ernie, before you say that, we need to remind folks again. If anybody is on Facebook, because Facebook was giving us a little bit of problems. If you're on Facebook, please just use that share button. Just share it on your page. More people will see. Ernie, have you shared it? Have you done your share?
No, we've got to get the new link, haven't we? I ain't got the new link.
Well, you just go back on that link and just share.
Oh, okay,
just share
okay.
So give it a share, and if you're on YouTube, please, it would be really nice. It's not important, but it would be really nice if you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment. Leaving a comment and a like helps as who said it last week? Rudy, with the algorithms. That new rhythm with the algorithms. So please, just leave a like, do it a share. Anthony's just put the link in there for you, Ernie. So it's in the side there. Great.
Okay.
Take it away with the FA Cup. I'm out of here now.
All right. Well, it's Leicester against Manchester City at Wembley tomorrow. Kickoff.
I thought it was Chelsea.
Chelsea, sorry.
Manchester on his mind. I know you want to talk about Manchester United.
I was just checking to make sure that you would, because you said you was going.
I'm out of here.
I was just checking to make sure.
My work is done. Rods, my work is done. It's all yours, bro. Okay. It's all yours.
So listen, we've got no other than Chelsea top supporter, the one and only.
How do you know he's his top supporter, Ernie?
Well, he's one of the top supporters, and he contributes to the show with his sparkling language.
He's got a nice backdrop. I'll give you that. But I don't know if he's the top supporter. Actually, people come out of that backdrop, don't they?
Oh, well, yeah. We're talking Lewis.
Yay!
Hello,
big
Lewis
man
from Mastermind, the big man Lewis from Mastermind.
One of the biggest sounds at Notting Hill Carnival, mate. Mastermind. Know that. Is he here?
That. I don't know where he's gone. Probably he's forgot to enter the studio. Like, oh, here he is.
Oh,
he's come through.
Robbo.
He's come through the backdrop. He's come through the shed end.
Got respect. Good evening, gentlemen.
Evening, Lewis. How are you, brother?
Hey, Rodders. Congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you for waking us up on Wednesday.
Everyone needs to wake up on that every now and again.
And Robbo,
if you win tomorrow,
and he's got nothing to say. I'm sorry, as much as I love you, my brother, but Robbo's got you on toast today.
Who?
He's killing you.
He ain't got me on toast.
People dead.
How can he have me on toast? Because they beat us 4-2. No matter how much they beat us, they're finishing second.
I know.
They're not finishing second.
I hear
Ernie,
all
listen
that.
to the man. Listen to the man.
I understand what you're saying. But remember, it's the game. It's the biggest game in football. And you guys...
Let me tell you, to me, it's the biggest game in football if we win. We did not win. And we're going to finish second, which is more important to me right now than anything else. We are the best of the rest. I've been telling you.
I just want to shout out to Talawa TV. I know that she's an Arsenal supporter as well. I bet she's loving it. And the other lady that's on the other week, I forgot her name now.
Crystal's from Talawa.
Yeah, another big Arsenal fan. So I've been having Arsenal fans ring me and sort of wax critical, people saying like it's their Alamo and like it's their game of the season. That's it. But and finishing the 11th in Premiership ain't great, and not being in Europe for 25 years. I'll let you have the win. We can move on.
Hey, and we got somebody called Sean. Is Sean?
Yes.
Robbo, is Sean a Leicester fan?
Of course. We've got 2 for the price of 1. So Lewis,
yes. Hey,
Lewis, you've got 2 for the price of 1. We also got is it Jamie here as well?
No, but Jamie's our special guest. He's not a fan. He's not a super fan.
Oh no, sorry. I thought Jamie was. I thought because you got. I thought you meant. I thought you meant the other super fan from.
Oh, Anaka. I don't know where he's gone. I haven't seen him come up on the screen yet. But these two can battle it out. So here what happens.
Sean, big up Sean.
How you, Sean?
Thank you.
Sean,
Good to see you, man.
you're not just you are a super fan. I was told by Rory. Rory said, Robbo, there's only one man in the whole of Leicester. He is the one. This man runs the party. Anything Leicester, he is the man. And you're actually going to the match tomorrow yes, tomorrow, right? You're going to the match, right?
Yeah. I'll be there tomorrow, brother. I'll be there tomorrow. Yeah, nice and early.
What you say, Lewis? Are you going to the match, or is it going to be in the backdrop?
I'll be in the backdrop.
Even Rodney's going.
I'll tell you why.
Rodney's going.
Go on.
I can't get in there at the moment. No, I've got to stay. I've got to stay. I'm at work in the morning, but I won't get there. But enough respect to Sean. Congratulations on getting to the cup final, mate. Enjoy it.
Thank you,
Sean.
bro. Thank you. I think it's our game, though, man. It's our game. It's our game tomorrow.
Why do you say that? Why do you sound so? I mean, you've got to be confident, but why do you think that you'll beat a battle-hardened Chelsea? Chelsea has no mugs in finals, bro. Liverpool scraped the final against them. They're no mugs.
It's our time. It's our time. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Unless some Leicester fans might disagree with me, I'll take an FA Cup final win, and you can take that top four.
Really? I
Really?
heard another Leicester fan say that earlier today.
Really?
And that's really refreshing because it's an actual trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got to go back a little bit. When Wenger was getting top fours year in, year out, and obviously Arsenal were always flopping in the Champions League, people were taking the mickey out of it. Now, spent half a show talking about who's going to get into the top four, which isn't an actual trophy. Now, for me, if Leicester win that trophy tomorrow, when the next Super League round comes up, jog on Tottenham and put Leicester in there. They've won the league and potentially the FA Cup.
There you go. And for me,
trophies. That's what it's about.
Yeah, exactly that. Give me the trophy. And let's be honest, I'm going to be an honest Leicester fan here. If we got into Champions League, I know we had a good run last time was in Champions League, and I got to go to a few away games from that. We're not going to win the Champions League. We're not going to win that trophy. Let's be honest. We're not at that stage yet. So give me that FA Cup, and you guys do whatever you want to do in the Champions League.
But surely, Sean, you know your ear miles have been down for nearly a year. You want to get your ear miles up, man. Think about you'll be traveling. You'll be going to places like Portugal. You'll be playing in the eastern side of Europe. You might even end up in somewhere like Turkey. You know what I mean? One of those heated stadiums.
You know what, bro? You know what? I went to Seville away when I was in the Champions League last time, which was an experience. I never thought I'd experience Leicester in the Champions League. So I went to the away game for that. I never thought Leicester would win the league, and we won the league. So you know what? Give me the FA Cup, and I'm a happy man in my lifetime, man. Happy man.
Are you a FA Cup romantic? Because I'll be honest with you, Liverpool's done well in the FA Cup as a club. I've lost my way with the FA Cup. Do you feel that, as they say, the romance in the FA Cup? Do you still feel that, brother?
You know what? I do for the fact that we've not won it. That's the truth, bro. It's one of those, you know what? Like I said, we've won the league. Tottenham have not even won the league. So we can scratch that one off the list. That one's done.
Robbo, I hear what you're saying, but a club like Liverpool with great European pedigree, you can sit there and say what you said about the FA Cup. But, you know, a Leicester, 52 years since they've been there.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
And they got people on Man City the last time, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, listen, when we think about it, there's generally 18 clubs in the Premier League, that will take FA Cup or League Cup glory because they're not going to win the Champions League and they're not going to win the Premier League. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think in a couple of weeks' time, we're previewing the Champions League clearly. And we talk about Super Leagues. Who's playing? Man City, Chelsea. The two teams have chucked some serious money at football, and they've got their rewards. They're in the biggest tournament of all. So let's not ever disrespect the FA Cup. And I say that as an Arsenal fan, because that's all at the level that we're at that we've been able to succeed in.
I'm with you, Rodders. I'm an old romantic. I'm an FA Cup fan from the year dot. I love the FA Cup, the whole romantic piece of it. People imagine Sutton United, all those historical wins. Dave Bennett, a mate of mine, with Coventry and Cyril getting to the final, beating United. All those romanticities are great. The challenge for me at the moment, and the Chelsea-Leicester alliance, because I say it's an alliance, because when you think about it, the linkage between the two clubs, you got Kante, Chilwell coming back You've got Brendan Rodgers who was at Chelsea for many, many years. The only thing I want to ask Sean is Evans going to be fit, because he's a key to your defence.
Yeah.
If he's fit, I think you're going to struggle.
But you know what?
I agree.
I think that's a key one, and I mentioned that earlier on. I think that generally, and it hasn't even been proven in the league, what I'm going to say, generally, in terms of expenditure, kudos, Chelsea over a 38-game season will always top Leicester, even though that's not the case at the minute. But in a one-off 90-minute game, Leicester can do this.
We've been burnt before. Look at what happened a couple of seasons ago with you. We should have beat you easily, but we don't.
You've lost two FA Cup finals to Arsenal in recent times.
Exactly.
One was when you just won the league under Conte. And last year under Lampard. So, with all due respect, I think that if Arsenal can upset the odds, so can Leicester.
Remember Wigan and Man City?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to respect Chelsea at all, and I'll never do that. I've got a lot of time for them, right? But I think a lot of people will want Leicester to win tomorrow. Just that romance of the cup.
Hey, I agree with you there, son.
And I've got a challenge. The Chelsea challenge I face at the moment, and I'm sure Sean's already put his cards on the table. He'll take the cup about top 4. Unfortunately, the mentality of Chelsea is different. Abramovich ain't going to do that. He wants everything. So if you win tomorrow, we'll want to win again on Tuesday. So we haven't got that sort of comfort factor of thinking we can take one or the other. Chelsea is a different animal when it comes to that kind of thing. Abramovich won't allow us to settle down. I don't think Tuchel, even though we got woke on Wednesday, because we did, I'm going to put my hands up and say we got woke. You know, from the time we started the game, we just weren't at the races. But tomorrow, I think it'll be a good game. I'm concerned about it depends how Leicester come out. If he plays Iheanacho with Vardy, how's he going to fix up with the back? If Evans plays, it's going to be a good game. I would say the first 20 minutes will be determined how it's going to work out. We've got Kante fit. Kovacic is fit as well. And I believe he's going to spring surprise tomorrow. But let's see what happens.
I think that one of the key battles tomorrow, well, no, there's several key battles, is what I call the out of Africa battle.
Yeah.
Kante on one side and NG on the other. Yeah. And whoever wins that one dominates that one. And Kante's been on fire, obviously, for the last few months. And Didi hasn't been shabby either. But I tell you the man that I think, and I know we talk about Iheanacho for his goals, I tell you the man that could really hurt Chelsea tomorrow. It's the boy Tielemans.
Yeah, man.
He has got the ability to get up and down. So if we're saying that Ndidi and Kante will nullify each other, whoever Tuchel picks in the centre of the park will have to face Tielemans. And I think that could be an interesting battle. I really do. Because Tielemans at 23, is a special player already.
It is a surprise I'm going to put on the table that what Tuchel may put down tomorrow. I'm not saying he will, but I've got that he'll play Kante with Kovacic.
Okay.
Well,
as a two.
Yeah. So what we'll do, he'll play Kante and Jorginho. He could do. I'm not saying he will. I'd still prefer Jorginho to do it, but this is Tuchel we're talking about. He thinks that's and what I've learned.
I think it's a good shout about Kovacic, right? But I tell you what, Jorginho's a very good player. There's no doubt about it. But we saw the weakness on the weekend over the week. I think if Tielemans is going to face up against Jorginho, that's a battle the Leicester boy will win because of the energy. I just think
he's got more, and the nous as well. He's very clever.
He's got that killer pass, man.
Very, very clever.
He reminds me of a De Bruyne.
Who? Tielemans?
Yeah.
Well,
It's
his Belgian teammate, so you never know. Could be the next one.
He reminds me of De Bruyne. I can see him developing like De Bruyne.
I just see him as a really, really tidy player. He hardly makes a mistake. He's a player. I wished that was the player that, even though I'm satisfied with Gini Wijnaldum, he's that player that I thought we would have that passing range and the movement. I'd be worried for you, Sean. Tielemans.
Listen, you know what?
I'll be
You know what?
worried, bro.
He chose Leicester. He chose Leicester over Man U. So when everyone was thinking about signing him before he signed before they even thought about signing it, before he signed to anyone, no one wanted him, but we wanted him.
Tielemans and Ndidi, mate. They'll be once they're gone, mate. Whoo,
they're not going nowhere, brother. Have you not seen it?
Listen, well done to Leicester, man. I'm happy for Leicester. I'm happy for Brendan Rodgers, but they are diamond players, bro.
Sean, do you think that Maddison will play a part tomorrow?
What's that?
Do you think that Maddison will play a part tomorrow?
You know what? I'm not. I'm going to sound bad here. Not a big Maddison fan at the minute, my friend. His form is just up and down. He's not consistent. Not consistent.
He's petulant.
So yeah, you know what? I'd rather put Perez in that position and let Perez have a go and bring Maddison on towards the end, because since his injury,
is he going to play a part? Because he's not 100% fit.
No, he might come on for the last 10, 15 minutes, but he's not. I can't see him being a starter. He shouldn't be a starter for this game.
I think the fact that he has suffered serious injury during the course of the season has got to be taken into consideration, right? And I get what you're saying about Perez, but you know what? A fit and firing Maddison, right? Mm-hmm. Perez can't do that. You know what I mean? He can't do the same thing. I think Perez is a grafter. He can put the ball in the back of the net, but Maddison just stitches things together for Leicester City, you know.
Sure, he's just not playing the way he's been playing before at the minute, man. Like you said, he's had the injuries.
Not playing in the same. You're not playing the same. You're not actually playing the same way, because you've kind of and that leads me to my question. You've Brendan's tweaked a few things where Maddison's kind of moved out, and it's also affected the form of your number one striker. Where's Jamie, son? Where's Jamie?
You know what? Jamie's not getting the goals, but Jamie's still doing a job. You need to watch Jamie, man. He's a distraction. He's a distraction. He sets the goals up.
100%.
He's not getting the goals, but you know what? He's doing a valuable job. He takes away
Sean, I don't see Jamie laying a glove on Chelsea's back four. That's my only thing.
You know what? And I don't know if I'm just being all emotional with the game, but you know what? I think this is the game for a Jamie Vardy, bro. I think this is the game for a Jamie Vardy.
Don't see him laying a glove. I don't know who's going to win, but I can't see him laying a glove on Chelsea's back four.
This will be Vardy's Alamo. This is his opportunity to really make an impact. Remember, he hasn't. He's 34. First time he's taking Leicester to the cup final. I'm not saying he took them, but he's there. He's going to want to make an impact. I think the Jamie Vardy-Rudiger matchup will be very key. I think it depends how Rudiger decides to take him on and take him out.
I reckon Rude Boy will be on top, mate. But it could be the Jamie Vardy final.
You know what? It's going to be the sentimental. Let's be honest. Jamie's probably got another 1 or 2 seasons. Let's be honest. And let's be honest, if he can score the winning goal to make us win the FA Cup, what a way to end.
Lewis, how would you feel, man? How do you feel? Nacho eating his nachos. He's eating his food all day long. If he gets a sniff, he bangs against your centre half. But then you've got Vardy as well to watch. How do you feel defensively? I think I've watched Chelsea for the last few games, and I've been surprised how much control your back four play. It's not the Chelsea of the first half of the season. There's so much control. A lot of everything that's about Chelsea now comes from the setup at the back. How do you feel they cope, and how are they going to manage those two players?
Right, there's one player I'm going to mention, and you talk about Rolls Royce, and that's Thiago Silva. If you watch Thiago Silva at the back, he just strolls around the place like he's got all the time, and he's managing Rudiger one side, he's managing Aspilicueta, or if it's Christensen tomorrow. And I believe that those three will be able to have really played really well. And the way Tuchel's got them working, I think it's going to be a good defensive ploy, and they'll work out how to match Vardy. The challenge will be when Iheanacho goes into the space behind, because Iheanacho drops off, and then he tries to find Vardy on the run on the far right. So if you watch Iheanacho in the last few games of Leicester, he drops in field and he spins onto his left hand side and he plays that cross ball to the right hand side for Vardy to run into. I think they would have picked that up and they've worked that one out. But
do you think Chelsea manages pace better under Tuchel as opposed to Frank Lampard?
Because the way Thiago Silva plays, if you look at the way he plays, it's no rocket science. When Thiago gets the ball, the first person you look for is Jorginho. And and Jorginho spins in the space and plays out. If Ndidi comes onto Jorginho, which I suspect he will do, because Ndidi will be the first one to run forward to try and break the press. Jorginho's then got to play back to Thiago Silva. And then what Silva will do, he'll find that long ball and he'll find someone on the left-hand side. It will be either Havertz or it'll be, what's the German guy? Wiener. I keep calling him Wiener.
Werner.
And then
Wiener plays for Man United.
So it's going to be interesting.
He's fixated with Man United, you know.
You see what he's done?
Manchester United fan.
Harry Wiener Maguire.
I've just found out. I've just noticed he's changed. He's even put it to 4 in your head. I can't believe what he's done there. Brilliant.
That's what I'm saying.
You got to give him his due. He just got anyway. Moving on. Let's get back.
That's what I'm saying. I said that he can have the first bit of the show and talk about Liverpool, but I wanted to talk about the West Ham way. He don't want to talk about the West Ham way. So,
No.
You know.
But no,
we have a lovely matchup right now.
Give us a score then, lads. Give us a score. Give us a score.
Honest score. Give us the heart score.
No bias.
Sean, give us the heart score and give us the head score. And then Lewis the same heart score, but the real score.
Okay,
Sure.
okay. Go on, Lewis. Go first. Let's see what you got to say, man. Go on.
I think it'll be a 2-1 for us. I think you'll score, but I think we'll do it. I think it'll be 2-1 to us.
Okay. See, I'm going for a big score, so I'm thinking 3-2 Leicester.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 goals against Chelsea.
You know what? I think we will. I think you'll say Vardy, Ian Nacho, maybe a Tillemans, but there'll definitely be 3 goals in there for us, guaranteed.
Wow. Sean,
Lewis, who plays in goal for you tomorrow?
No. Yeah, Kepa's in goal tomorrow. He's played all the way through, so Kepa's in goal tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh, hey, Leicester's winning then, mate.
Oh, no.
Kepa. You still are keeping the Kepa?
We got to give Kepa a chance.
You don't have to give him no chance. You know what he did in the final before.
Yeah,
he wouldn't be playing. He would not play.
Do
Do you know what I'll do? I'll teach him a lesson. I said, do you remember the last final you played in, son? Off you go now.
Ernie, Patrick. Patrick's a hater.
I don't care who wins so long as Chelsea.
Sean, can I ask you something? Because
Go on.
I mean, I'm okay. Ernie don't travel much outside the M25. He gets like nosebleeds when he goes in on long drives. Tell us about that whole, Leicester. I loved Leicester, Unitown, crazy parties, crazy clubs up there. What do you do in? How do you sustain? I'm not asking your business, but how do you sustain your season ticket with Leicester? Because it's a bit tasty up that area, Leicester, isn't it?
You know what? It's hard working. I've been a season ticket holder for about 10 years now, so I've been there. I've been going to all the games. I was going to the League One games when I was in League One when we dropped down to League One. So you know what? I've worked hard, and you know what? I don't mind paying my season ticket every month, and I'll continue to do it. But it's my one loyal thing.
I'm wondering if you're as good as Ernie. Have you got any links with the any of your who you kind of like pally with as a Leicester City legend or current player? Are you any friends up there? Like Wes? No. Any friends? Have you got any friends up in Leicester, like legends or?
Who's your allegiance? Your friends at the game?
Or anything like that?
Who's your links to? Wes Morgan or any of those guys? You hang out with them?
Oh yeah. Big Wes is the man. Big Wes is the man. Definitely.
Do you go to Wes's parties?
You know what? I ain't been to a Wesley's party, but I've met Wes a couple of times. I have met him a few times. I've been to the training ground and met all of them quite a few times. But you know what? Wes is the captain of captains. Let's be honest. To be the captain who was there to win us the league. That goal at Man United to make it 1-1 to keep us there when we nearly won the league. He's legend, absolute legend. And you know what? We've got the best owners as well. Talking about all this Super League rubbish that we're talking about earlier on in the week. You know what? Our owners are literally best owners that any club can have, and I genuinely mean that.
And Robbo, when you talk about Raven in Leicester, Robbo, you can't forget Granby Halls. You didn't play at Granby Halls?
I think it's changed. When I start playing it, it's changed names. It's got a different name, right? The one it's on the corner, right?
Yeah, Granby Halls is no longer Granby Halls, bro. It's a car park.
Okay, Lewis, they changed names up there. No, I'm just saying. I know what you're talking about, but it's changed names. There was another club that we used to do after.
West
I tell you
Indian
what's a fantastic night in Leicester. Leicester Carnival, hands down, one of the best carnivals in England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? My uncle basically used to. Well, I think he's just kind of gave it up now. But my uncle was the person who kind of used to put the carnival on for the last good few years. So yeah, one of the best things. Yeah.
Hey,
Sugar,
Sean, do you know the Robinsons up there?
Know the who?
The Robinsons.
The Robinsons. I don't. I'm part of the Christophers. I don't know if you know the Christophers and Sugar and people like that. So I don't know the Robinsons, my man.
Oh, I thought
No, we don't.
Lloyd, because Lloyd is a Leicester City ticket holder for many, many seasons.
Listen,
So-
Leicester are probably the best run club in the country right now. I'm all honest. Yeah. In terms of the ownership, and sadly we lost the big man to the helicopter crash a couple of years ago. And I think that's why there's going to be a lot of emotion tomorrow for Leicester City fans, win, lose or draw. And I've got to tell you this, guys. I think I might have mentioned it on the show before. Leicester City women have just been promoted to the Super League as well. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Leicester are a really good example of a well-run football club. Their recruitment of players is second to none. Where other clubs can go out and buy, they are recruiting the Wesley Fofanas, even the Johnny Evans that we talked about. He's been around the block. One part was at Man United. What a fantastic signing.
Well, even Inacho, Rodney, Inacho couldn't get a game at City.
Inacho couldn't get a game at City. We talked about Tielemans. He's 23.
Yeah.
Do you know? So
you know what? Harry Maguire, thank you. 80 million paid for our world class.
Yeah,
that was daylight robbery. I don't know how we paid.
You know what?
It was daylight robbery, Sean. You should be embarrassed to pay that, Sean.
When I heard that you was going to pay 80 million for him, I would have walked in there myself, bro, on my back. You know what, bro? Honestly, 80 million. You paid for our new training ground, brother. Our 100 million pounds we paid for from you.
Ernie, you're having a good night tonight, have you? Are you, Ernie?
I'll tell you what, you can have him for nothing.
No, we don't want him back. We don't want him back, bro. You keep him.
You give us back Johnny Evans and we'll give you back Maguire.
He's England's captain. What are you talking about, Ernie?
You keep him. But you know what? You're right. We've done great recruitment throughout the years.
Yes.
And that's the wonderful thing we're doing. You know what? People like Kante, who's gone to you, Chelsea Lewis. Hats off to him. You know what? He needed to move on. Mahrez, another one. A great signing.
You know, in terms of recruitment, Leicester have been spot on. And of course, and I know this is going to upset you, Sean, but you've got a manager that could choose to go anywhere he wants in the Premier League.
Yeah.
That's how good the reputation is with Brendan right now.
Yeah, I can't fault it. We are a lucky club. We are a very lucky club to have the owners we have and the things that we've had.
That's why I think tomorrow's important. Another trophy.
Yeah.
And possibly top 4 qualification. Because if that happens, he doesn't need to go anywhere as far as I'm concerned. Do you know what I mean?
Not really.
He doesn't need to go anywhere.
He's got everything he needs here. Like I said, the training ground, the owner, the respect he's got from everyone. He's got no pressure. You've got no pressure being a Leicester manager. You've not got the pressure of your top clubs if you want to call yourself top 6 clubs. You can just do what you need to do. We're happy. We're happy here. We've won the league. Like I said, we never thought we'd see that, and we've done that. So you know what? Whatever happens from now, all a bonus, man.
Well, since you won the league, just hand over NDD.
Well.
Hand him over. We need him.
You're not having NDD.
Sean, you won it before Liverpool as well.
This is what I mean. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
There was a Ernie. There was a league before the Premier. There was a league before the Premier League. It was just called the English division. Stop all that nonsense. Listen, park that Sky TV nonsense. Liverpool has won it 18 times before that. Please. But it was a prem. You're the same ones. Your same fans was out there tearing down flipping lampposts and the nets because you didn't want the cup final, European Cup final, to be called the Super League, and now you want to put it on me. Oh, you ain't won it. We won it, bro. We were winning. You got history, son.
I said that Leicester won it before you.
Won it what?
The Premiership.
In title, but not the champions of England.
I'm not talking. I'm talking the Premiership.
Anyway, we move on. We move. Sean,
anyway,
you've been a wonderful guest. You can stick around if you want. And Lewis, of course, a great contributor to the show. So stick around. Ernie.
Best team win tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, River.
We'll be watching with. I'll be watching like this. I'm just watching it. It's like that.
I'll be like that.
Lewis, man. Good luck.
Listen, I want a Leicester win. But if Chelsea scoop the FA Cup, I wouldn't be surprised because they proved to be a great team and the manager's doing really well. So good luck, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ernie, Yardman time, innit? For you?
It's what?
It's Yardman time for you, right?
Yardman time?
Yardman time.
Oh, Yardman time.
You said you want to go Reggae Boys today.
Yeah, Reggae Boys today. I must say a big hi going out to Mark. He's the only Newcastle fan that I know in London. He's very happy because they scored 3 goals against
Ernie, a typical Muppet fan. Did not know anything about football. It did.
Don't worry about Master Blaster because Master Blaster like he's about 15.
Ernie, but he's kind of right.
Hold on a minute. What? Master Blaster don't know nothing, bruv. Master Blaster just come the other day.
He said you only knew about football. He said you only knew about football since 1992. He's got a point though, Ernie.
Bruv, I was there when we won the European Cup in 1967.
Actually, you was at the World Cup, wasn't you? You was behind the goals. Remember you told me?
I'm telling
66.
you, so what he's talking about is rubbish. I was there. But anyway, right now we want to bring in a real reggae boy, a real bad boy. And actually, it's 21 years today, Robbo, that Bradford City beat Liverpool to stay in the Premiership. He's got a book out, From Prison to the Premiership, and he played with the Reggae Boys in France. We're talking the one and only.
Why'd you call him a bad man, though?
Why'd I call him a bad man?
Yeah.
From Prison to the Premiership.
Oh.
And Reggae Boys.
Oh.
See there?
That connotate that does come on. Why do you just call him this?
Yeah, all right. Hey,
yes.
Jamie's one of them man there. Jamie's one of them man there. Business is what we call him. He's one of us.
Is that true, Jamie Lawrence? You know business.
It is true. It is very true.
No business.
Yeah.
Jamie's one of us. Jamie's used to be with me every Friday without fail, as long as down at the Boy Foy bar in Battersea in them days there. I drink 2 Guineas and nice off himself. You know what I mean?
What, before a game? Before a game?
As long as I weren't playing the next day, yeah?
That's what I said, if possible. But he has been known to have a little supple before. But anyway, Jamie, can you relive that day 21 years ago when you done Liverpool to stay in the Premiership? What was your lasting memories of that? Do you know Rodney Hines, don't you?
Yeah, I know. Rod, how you doing, Rod?
I'm good, Captain. How you doing?
You all right?
It's been a while.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Good.
It has been a while. A long while. Coming again now. Yeah?
Yeah. Good.
So tell me, Jamie, 21 years ago. Yeah. 21 years ago, you beat.
I can remember.
Got a delay here.
Can hear. Yeah, we it's delay. Yeah, it's a mad delay. But listen, we beat Liverpool 1-0 to stay up in the Premiership, right? But for me, it was a bittersweet week leading up to the game. I'd been out injured for 5 weeks, and on the Wednesday leading up to the game on the Sunday, I had a phone call from Jamaica saying that Daddy was dying.
Ooh.
So I went into the gaffer, Paul Jewell at the time, and I said to him, "Gaffer, I don't think I can play." And he said to me, "Listen, do it for your dad." And then I went out on the Sunday, and obviously everyone knows that documented that I actually support Liverpool as well. And I played like a man possessed. Probably one of my best performances in a Bradford City shirt. beat them 1-0, and they had to beat us to go into the Champions League as well. So we beat them 1-0. Everyone celebrating, come in the changing room, and the gaffer comes over to me and whispers in my ear, "That's for your dad." Teardrops are rolling down my eyes that day there still.
Yeah. So, fantastic memories. Maybe not so much for Robbo, but for yourself,
I can't
fantastic.
remember the game, Jamie.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
What?
I can't actually remember
You
the
can't
game. I
remember the
remember.
game?
No, I remember. Listen,
I can
I
remember
remember
the game.
you. I remember you. I remember Paul Jewell because he was a Scouser.
Yeah.
But I can't actually remember that particular game.
Surprise.
Yeah.
No, listen, I know watching Jamie. I remember watching you back in the day.
David Weatherall.
You was a handful. He was a bit of a handful of a player, Jamie Lawrence. You didn't know what to expect, but you was a bit of a handful on the football pitch. Did your manager, did he get the best out of you by letting you just do your thing and just terrorize teams, or was that?
Yeah, full of energy.
Hello. Carry on.
Full of energy and what else?
He ain't hearing us, is he? You hearing us, Jamie?
Yeah, but you know what? Paul Jewell was very clever in how he got the best out of me. Like every Thursday, he will come to me and he said, "I've watched the video. I've watched the video," and he used to come and say to me, "Listen, I see you get roughed up last week." Yeah, yeah. Yes, Ernie.
Yeah, you see, you get rough up last week's, and then what?
And they just walk. It's just yeah, and then they walk away laughing to himself. Yeah, knowing that I'll start biting on that, and then come Saturday, I'm roughing up everything on the pitch.
Wow.
Rod, what do you remember about old Jamie? Because Jamie played for quite a few clubs, innit? He played for quite a
Yeah,
few.
I mean, what I remember about Jamie was that he was a tricky winger, and when he was on his game, very, very difficult to handle. And we forget teams like Bradford, but when they do when you look in the Premier League history, teams like Bradford made things horrible for some established clubs. Do you know what I mean? And Jamie was very, very much part of that. And of course, we're still not totally blessed with black players today. So Jamie was repping back then for an unfashionable team and making his mark. So yeah, I remember that. I remember that day against Liverpool very, very well.
I just can't remember it. I'm
You
serious.
don't want to remember it.
What was the score? What was the final score?
Yeah.
1-0.
Yeah, I booped my head 4 times, Jamie. I booped it 4 times.
So, I mean, Jamie, you've had a rather not traumatic upbringing, but you've been there and done that, and football was the way out for you. How difficult was it for you to get in football? I mean, your book says it is self-explanatory from prison to the Premiership. How difficult was it to make that transition from Jamie the Rude Boy to Jamie the Premiership football player and representing Jamaica as well in the World Cup?
For me, obviously I got in certain problems on the roadside and that, but that's because mommy and daddy had gone back to Jamaica, right? And I had lost that stability in my life. And for a young boy growing up in London, it's hard when your mom and dad ain't there. It's hard, and you fall into certain things sometimes. And I'm not proud of what I've done, but it's survival for me. And for me, the way I've come out of it, and now I go into prisons and I teach the young youths that there's a better way to live. I'm more proud of that than anything else, and my mom and dad will be even prouder. All right? And for me, coming into football as well, football saved my life. Football definitely saved my life. Without football, I'll probably be doing life or I'll be dead.
Wow.
So
That's a real.
how did you get from, prison into football? Was you a baller before you went into prison? What, tell us that little piece there.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play football from when I was at school. I was always the best, but I was better at cricket than I was at football.
Mm.
And I boxed. I was at athlete. Athlete. I used to do everything at school. The only thing I never done was swimming. And we're not really too clever on the swimming side, but
Ernie's a pretty good swimmer. I remember Ernie every Saturday morning
yeah.
down at Vale Farm.
So,
Yeah.
I was about to say, Ernie, you're a bit
oh.
of a fish, but I can't say that on here because
No.
it's got,
It's
not
got
sound
different
right.
connotations. So you be careful, Robbo. Don't let that thought get to your head. Carry on, Jamie.
So I had 2 prison sentences. I got 3 years. I done a year out of it. I was out 3 months. I got arrested again. Then I got 4 years,
Yeah.
which is another story. I dumped him for my best friend, and this is a little lesson in life. You can't trust any and anybody, because my friend who I jumped in for went queen evidence against me. Right? So I ended up getting 4 years, and I went to Isle of Wight, Camp Hill, and Ambrose Mendy was in there at the time.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So they had a prison team, and we played it against a team on Boxing Day. I remember it like it was yesterday. Played a team called Cal Sports, and I ended up scoring 2 goals. I scored a winner in the 80-something minute header, and we won the game 3-2. And the manager of the team went to one of the prison officers and said, "Listen, is there any chance we can get him out to play every weekend?"
Wow.
So they said, "Listen, he's only done a year out before. When he goes on home leave and he comes back, we'll reassess it." So I went on home leave, come back, and they started letting me out to play every week for the semi-pro side. And I started doing well. Team started watching me. And when I got released after 2 years, 2 months, Ambrose Mendy got me a trial at Southend Football Club.
Okay, wicked.
And that was the beginning. But I never got nothing at Southend. I went to Millwall, Wimbledon, and then ended up signing at Sunderland, which for me was a godsend because I'm out of London and I'm out of the mix. You know what I mean? There's a little bit of distance, and then I can grow and be my own man.
How old were you at the time?
I got out of prison at 23.
Yeah. It's interesting that Jamie mentioned Ambrose Mendy, because for those that don't know, he was instrumental in the world of boxing as well with Nigel Benn, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And
Nigel Benn, yeah.
I think a lot of our sports people of a certain generation owe Ambrose a lot, because for the want of a better term, he was an early Don King in terms of connecting things together in the world of sport, But Jamie, your story is so inspirational. Your story is so inspirational. I've read the book. I know it's a fascinating read, because that's the sort of book that should be in schools. Because what you're really saying is that even when life was horrible for you, you could still turn it around. Because sometimes we don't.
You can always turn it around.
Yeah. There's always a way out.
But society judges. Society judges people, though. You know what I mean? And sometimes some people only need a chance and someone to believe in them.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I got in prison. A prison officer believed in me. And I thought, you know what, I don't want to let him down. And then I worked my balls off to make a career for myself. And I ain't looked back since.
Were you still being judged when you got to Sunderland, and he had a few moves, Leicester at the time, I remember. Were you still being judged? Did people still have that thought in the back of their mind when they went in training, slide tackle, take him out, that this guy's an ex-felon also?
I still get judged now.
100%. I reckon I would imagine. But I mean, when you was actually training with these kids who are, started football 16, 17, come through the youth system, how was that treatment with those players? And you know, the whole locker room situation, knowing that you came out at 23 from prison?
You know what? Like when I went to Sunderland, I found it hard at first because I'm homesick for one. Yeah, I'm 300 miles away from London, right? And then when they're talking at first, I couldn't understand what they're saying, right? I mean, and, and then there was a left back, Richard Ord. They try and kick me in training, but for me, they can't do nothing. I play prison football. You can't rough me up. You know what I mean? There was no rules in prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. So it's water off a duck's back for me. So like, and then a guy called David Rush came back from his loan period, and he took care of me. And me and him are still close now. And there was Gary Bennett, who was the captain at the time as well, and Don Goodman was there, and Kevin Ball, and they all looked out for me. All right. And then from there, I was like, every changing room I went to, I was comfortable. I was one of the stronger ones in the changing room.
Yeah. When you talk about being judged, and they still judge you now, obviously you've had a playing career, so you obviously should be judged on your professionalism as a serious sportsman and athlete who's done it for managers, various clubs. How has that come about? I mean, how do you face that judgment, and where are the places that you face it? You know, Jamie Lawrence, ex-footballer. We remember you playing in the Prem.
Yeah, but they don't come ex-footballer, ex-jailbird, or ex-prisoner turned into footballer. All right, I've earned my right to be ex-footballer. You know what I mean? I played at the top level. I played for my country, and I've worked with top players in this country. And I worked for Ghana, so I've earned my right. But sometimes they won't let you shed your reputation of the past. And that's what I try to teach these young kids, that like they will always judge you if you go down certain routes in life, but you can turn it around. Right? They have to respect me now, even though they judge me.
Yeah. It's strange because we had Paul Cannavale on last week, and similar story in terms of upbringing, the difficulties, but then obviously making a career for himself. And he himself talked about working with young people. How do people? How you approach? Is that people come to you and say, "Well, you've had your story is very similar to the streets. Come and work with these young kids," or is it something that you actually actively go out and look and say, "No, you know, I wanna find young kids and mentor them"? How does that brought together?
I got a little football academy in London where young kids come to me, so I can keep them off the road, and I share my story with them, right? And I try and inspire them and try and tell them that you don't go down certain routes, and there is an angle. We can achieve what we need to achieve. You just have that little belief, but you got to work hard. And little things for me, like you got to turn up on time, right? And you know all this Black Lives Matter, right? I don't want a job just for the sake of wanting a job. I have to be good at my job, right? Because I'm opening doors for the next generation behind me, right? So I know, got to turn up on time, got to be clear in what you're doing, no mixed signals, and be great at your job, right? We know that we've got to work twice as hard as anyone to get anywhere. And my mum and dad have always taught me that. Right? So they always follow me, like, even in the gym. I still beat all the youngsters now. Right? They can't test me in the gym. Right? Because I wake up every morning, I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning without no alarm. Right? And that's how I'm programmed. Because I want to be better than yesterday.
Yeah.
Tell us
Serious
about
stuff, man.
Tell us about the Reggae Boys experience, France, and playing for the
No, I
Reggae.
never went France. I got called up. I actually got called up when my dad was on his deathbed. Right?
Oh,
And,
I thought you were in
my
France.
thing was Jamaica. Nah, it was mad when it was Jamaica as well. I got called up, and they actually withdrew my invitation because of my criminal past. Alright?
And they had some
And then,
criminals in that team, innit?
What?
They had some criminals in that team.
Ernie, man, you
Well,
got no filter, have you?
no comment. I always say no comment.
No filter.
Hey, we are
So,
unbiased.
yeah.
Early.
Ernie is filterless, man.
I just asked, and he said no comment. That's good enough for me.
You said there. You implied there were criminals in that team, man.
Well, I know what I know. I just asked a question, and he turned it down. Like we asked Cannons last week to tell us who he punched up. He never told us.
Don't go back there again. No, leave that.
You know what I mean? But you know, Jamie. So you never got to play for the. That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? That you never really got to play.
Yeah, I never played in the World Cup, but I had 5 good years playing for Jamaica. We were 1 year or 1 player of the year as well. So I love my time with Jamaica.
And now you're a sports conditioner for the Ghana team.
Strength and conditioning coach for Ghana. I've been to 2 African nations with them. We got to the final and semi-final. And now we've just qualified for the African nations, and then World Cup qualifiers start in September. So,
Jamie, there's some real talent out in Ghana, isn't there? I mean, we all hope that one day a black nation will win the World Cup. They have to be contenders.
Did France do that?
Just
I saw Pogba. I saw Pogba with 1 trophy one year.
They definitely got a chance. The players are different class from me, and they work hard, and they want to improve. And if you got that in your armory, you got every chance of winning things. You know, you just got to be a bit more professional behind the scenes. You know.
Who are some of the bright stars that we should be looking out for, Jamie, in the current Ghana squad?
Kamali Dean, he's in Denmark. A lot of teams are looking at him at the moment. We've got boys, obviously Thomas Partey, the AU brothers, Casso, who plays in China, just won the league out there. They've got Jonathan Mensah. There's so much untapped talent. Like they've got Tariq Fosu, who's at Brentford. They've got so much talent. Like I never knew there's so much talent out there. And then obviously when I first went there, they had Asamoah Gyan. I ain't seen nothing like it at close quarters.
What's so special about him, Jamie?
His age.
He had everything. He had everything. He ain't playing now, but he had everything. He could go in behind. He could hold the ball up. He had a trick, and he could finish. And he would always be in the box. He was a proper predator.
Jamie, did you ever see his passport? Is he the same age on his passport?
As you see in real life.
Stop dropping them lines or all them man they drop on us, yeah?
No filter, Robbo. No filter.
No, hey, he was a bad boy player. Well, he's a bad boy player. But you just mentioned the Ayew brothers. I watched Ayew at Swansea, and he didn't hit it off big time at West Ham. But that brother runs and runs. I don't know if you'd agree, Rodney. You've seen how Ayew plays in the Championship. It's really physical in the Championship. He's on it. He runs all day for Swansea. I mean, you do strength and conditioning for them. He's a very physical specimen. How have you found working with the brothers?
They've been good. They've been good with me because I think we got to the final in my first tournament and we were winning games late. They bought into everything I brought to the table, especially because I've played as well, and they've been a dream to work with. All the players have been a dream to work with. I've not had a problem with any of them. And Andre, he's like a killer. He wants to score goals. And he works hard, and he gets his rewards. It's not rocket science in this game. Whatever you put in, you get out.
Do you think things like it's made that people make a lot of I should say certain commentators and when you hear they analyze the games. They make a lot of things about, he's a fine, he's aggressive and he's physical and what have you. You use your your strength in football. So to some extent, do you think it's unfair to use it? And then on the other hand, you're trying to get these guys as strong as possible to win football matches.
Listen, you got to use the tools what you got, and you got to be as fit as you can be. Listen, you know in football, yeah, teams lose or win games in the last 15 minutes a lot, all right? Because they switch off, they're tired, all right? So the fitter you are, the more you switch on. And like Liverpool, Man City, I'm not even going to talk about Man United at this minute in time anyway, right?
Why?
Right, listen, we give you a whooping last night, yeah? And then we talking,
Jamie, me and you's
tough.
friend, you know.
Talk the things, Jamie.
Oh, Luke, you've gone back to that now. Here we go.
Jamie, me and you's friend, you know. So sweet wine in that one there. Carry on talking, but not about them.
Yeah,
like you said.
when it comes to football, we're not friends, yeah? Especially Man United and Liverpool, man can't be friends, yeah? And they've been talking hard all year about second, like big Man United talking about second. Come on, man. You got to win things. Yeah,
that's right. Absolutely. It's about trophy. Jamie, what current players do you enjoy watching now in the Premier League?
De Bruyne. I love watching Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
I love when Van Dijk's playing. It just proves how big a loss he is this year, right? Because he's an organizer. You don't really get them no more. Like he's dragging people in here, dragging there. He's missed him big time.
Yeah.
Man City. I like watching Sterling. Right.
Yeah.
And Foden for me is very exciting. And Jack Grealish.
Can you explain for Ernie this Foden thing? Because we tried to explain Foden, and he just about gets Saka, but he doesn't understand what Foden does on a football pitch. Can you explain to him, Jamie, please?
Listen, he's different class. He don't remind me of an English player. He's not scared of receiving the ball in any situation.
Yep.
Yeah. And he's got that little arrogance about him where, like, give me the ball, I'm the man, right? You don't get that from someone so young. And then the team like Man City as well, where they got ballers all over the place. He's gone and owned it. You know what I mean? And that takes big balls, man. You know?
Can I ask a question, Jamie? What about Cedric?
Yeah.
How good is Cedric?
Who?
You don't know Cedric. Jamie, you're in football, you don't know Cedric.
Yeah. Who's that? What the boy into Southampton?
He's at Arsenal now.
I heard he used to be he used to drive the 18. That's the only Cedric I know.
Jamie, who was the best player that you ever played against, or your toughest opponent? Best player or toughest opponent for you?
Best player I played against was Ronaldo, the Brazilian Ronaldo. They was world champions at the time as well.
Yeah.
And normally, I used to have to man-to-man mark someone for Jamaica because I played in the danger man. Yeah. But there, I could have picked 5 or 6 of them to mark. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? They were different class. But the person who gave me my hardest night of my career was Tony DeRigo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tony DeRigo.
Tony DeRigo.
What did he do?
Because I thought that at the time, because I was quick, I can do everyone by pace. I thought, yeah. But he made me go back to the drawing board and learn a little bit more about my game because he had all the answers that night. Yeah. To the point where he's running me this way, and every time the ball come up, I'm looking, hoping it's me. You know what I mean?
Oh wow!
But I learned that I could cross in front of him. I could play off the front man and follow the ball, or play a little 1-2. I had to go back to the drawing board and learn, and that's what football's about.
Learning, yeah.
Did you ever in your time playing? Because I'm just looking at the list of clubs you've played for, and I didn't know you played for Ernie's local team, Harrow Borough. That's amazing.
Yeah.
But you have played for a lengthy list of teams. Did any of the moves that you actually made in terms of like when you started from Sunderland, did you actually land any dream moves? Yeah.
For me, Bradford was my home. I still go back to Bradford now. That's my team. Like, I was there 6 years. All right. You know, when as a footballer you find a place which is home.
Mm.
Bradford was my place. You know, the fans love me. I love the place. I had good teammates and that. I never even wanted to leave when I left. It was because they went into administration. That's the only reason I left.
Mm.
You know, and then I went to Walsall, and that's kind of the beginning of the end. You know, there's certain managers who don't know how to handle big characters.
Would you how do you find when you watch the football and you hear the managers trot out this nonsense about players? Do you wonder, how would I survive with these new type managers? And out of the new type managers, Jamie, which one would you prefer if you had a chance to play for? Who would you want to play for?
I love to play for Pep and Klopp.
Not Ole.
I love honest managers. I love honest managers. All right? Listen, if I played rubbish,
Tell
just
me.
tell me I played rubbish. But I would be accountable for myself anyway, because I know when I played rubbish. I don't like players. It's my man's fault. It's like, be accountable, man. You know what I mean?
You notice he never answered nothing about that, Robbo. So
Because he didn't hear me. Would you want? What about Ole? What do you
he
think about
heard you.
Ole?
Jamie, how's the book? How's the book
All right,
going?
Ole, listen. I'll give
Jamie, how's the book?
Ole, right? Another 4 years. Yeah, I'll give him another 4 years as a Liverpool
Me
fan.
too.
Yeah?
Me too. I want him to be Manchester United manager for the next 5 years, man.
Yeah, you know, Jamie, I can't understand. What? What's that?
Stop taking the bait.
You're not
Ernie,
going to
man.
win nothing.
Okay.
What about Fernandes last night, rolling around everywhere, cheating? Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Last time I looked on the Premiership, you was quite way behind us, but we'll leave that there. And we're in the Europa League
But you
finals.
be
We've got a
happy being
chance to win
second.
that.
Yeah.
We got a chance
Be
of
happy
winning
being
that.
second.
Last time I looked, we got a chance of winning nothing. You know what I mean? Robbo's upset because we never played our first team against
No,
Leicester.
I'm not
He's
upset.
upset.
All right,
Right?
this is a good question. I don't want to talk about last night, but I like this brother. Jamie's talking some things what I like, yeah? Jamie has talked. Hang on, no, it's not because of Liverpool. No,
I wouldn't have got him.
let me land the plane. Jamie has talked about him being judged. When you go on a pitch and people like, oh, yeah, all right, Jamie, tricky guy, gets it really physical. Do you think sometimes that you psychologically you leave your mark on the players before you even enter the pitch? Because I remember you with that red hair and all of that, and we knew this man is trouble. For you to come out with red hair, you know said that boy there's trouble. Before you even kicked a ball, don't know. Bradford it was a troubling. You know you get troubled by Bradford, but did you used to kind of leave a mark before you even entered the pitch?
Yeah, you know what? I never knew what I had at the beginning. Right? It's only later on in my career that I realised that people never like playing against me, and I used to wear them big rugby studs. Yeah, the biggest studs I could get. So when man hear me coming down the corridor, you know they're looking around and I'm looking straight through you. I'm not even touching you. All this shaking hands in the tunnel. I work on none of that. I'm looking through you. You're taking food off my table. Yeah. And that's when I realised that man never liked playing against me. Even in training, like Heskey's my boy, innit? He will go and play on the other side. Listen, I'm not going nowhere near you. I'm going over the other side. So that's when I knew that I had a little bit of a reputation and no one ever wanted to play against me.
Jamie, there's a cup final tomorrow, and you just mentioned Heskey. How good was Emil Heskey?
Yeah.
How good was he?
He's the best player I played with. He's the best player I played with by a country mile. Right? People he's so underrated. People diss him and they don't
Totally did.
realise how good he was.
Mm.
Right? You ask
I
Michael
do.
Owen and Rooney and that,
Yeah.
they say he's the best strike partner they ever had. Right?
Mm.
He could do everything. Right? Hold the ball up,
Yeah.
go in behind, score goals, especially when he was at Leicester. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was raw and he would try things. Yeah. And the first season he went to Liverpool, he scored 20 goals, and people don't realise that. And he scored over 100 Premier League goals.
Mm.
And he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
Absolutely right.
That seemed to be a running theme.
50
That seemed to be a running theme with all these footballers. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him to come and talk to us. We'll give
How
him
do you see the cup final tomorrow, Jamie? Leicester or Chelsea for you?
I think I'm going to go Leicester as my old team. I won a cup at Leicester as well under Martin O'Neill.
Right.
So I fancy Leicester tomorrow. And Brendan's a very good guy as well. I love Brendan. Brendan reached out to me a long time ago when he saw my documentary.
Yeah.
Never knew me from nowhere.
Yeah.
And went to the PFA, got my email, messaged me, said, please could you ring me? And then I rang. He was at Celtic at the time.
Yeah.
And he said, listen, you should be proud of yourself for turning your life around. And then he flew me up to watch the final against Rangers against Celtic. Put me in a hotel, and then I went to his house and had dinner. And that, for me, that's a nice touch.
Those are the stories that people don't know. Do you know what I mean? And it's good that you could share that.
Yeah.
What dinner was it?
What about?
What dinner was it? Saturday night with salt?
Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Rice and peas.
Brandon, rice and pears. No, seriously, you know, like you mentioned Brendan Rodgers. I mean, obviously, you know, when you've written a book and you've been published, it gives you people look at you in a new light. But you did say earlier on about people still judge you. For him to reach out to you, I mean, you say you were surprised, but strange things happen. But Brendan Rodgers, he's all the way in Scotland managing Celtic.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a hoax. I was like, the gaffer wants to speak to you. I said, is this for real? And the secretary said, yeah, Brendan wants to speak to you. And when he come on the phone, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this man's a G. I would love to play for someone like him, you know?
Yeah. What is that about with managers?
He will get every answer,
Is that like the empathy with the players, and then obviously once he gets into the head of the player, believing that he really feels and loves the player? Didn't you get any? How actually? Which managers apart from Paul Jewell did you get that from anywhere else?
Martin O'Neill was really good for me, and when I went to Doncaster, from Sunderland I went to Doncaster, it was in League 2. We had a manager called Mick Buxton, took over from Terry Butcher at Sunderland, and never liked me. Made it so hard for me. I was like, I got to go. So
tell us about never like you. What does that mean? How did that come about?
Like Terry Butcher signed me, loved me, and Mick Buxton come in, never fancied me. And he was a reserve team manager, he never fancied me. And not everyone's going to fancy you. But at the end of the day, there's another 91 managers in the country. You know? And that's what I say to all these boys. So then I went to Doncaster. And a guy called Sammy Chung took over.
Yeah, remember Sammy.
Not a lot of people. You remember Sammy Chung? He used to play at Wolves. He played at Wolves. So I came back. No one ever knew about me in football because I had only played about 8 first-team games. No one knew about me. 8 games is nothing in football. So I came back from pre-season. He's never seen me play before. I'm winning all the running. And then we played a game the next day. I scored one and made one. He called me in the office with a guy called George Smith, who was his number 2, is like Sergeant Major. And he sat me down and he's gone, I thought I was in trouble. He sat me down, he's gone, listen, what do you want to do with in your career? I said, I want to play in the Prem. He's gone, listen, you got all the tools to make it in the Premiership. And from there, every team get the ball to Jamie, you take them on and do your thing. And then 10 months later, I was in the Prem and I passed Sunderland on the way.
Fantastic story. Fantastic.
Crazy.
So the book, tell us, the book is where can they get the book? Amazon? What's going on?
Yeah, you can get that one. You can get that one on Amazon. But I'm now, I've got a book coming out again. Second book coming out in the next 5 or 6 months,
Good.
and talking about life after football.
Good.
And how hard it is to reinvent yourself, and people don't see that side, like the mental health issues and all that, and like the money stop coming in, and the hardship you have to go through, and people don't see that side of football, you know.
Fantastic.
Ernie, did you ever go and see Jamie down at Harrow Borough?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, I told you he was with me at the Boy Fight Bar on Friday nights, man. I never had to see him at Harrow Borough. We had some great nights. We had some great nights at the Boy Fight.
Yeah, we had some wicked nights at the Boy Fight. I can't believe it's closed, man. That was my spot. My dad used to drink there before me, and then I'd pick up the mantle.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
You're from South London, right? You're born and bred in South London. Moving around up and down the country. Bradford being your number one spot, but apart from your moments with Bradford and obviously getting to represent your country, Jamaica, what other highlights would you say Jamie Lawrence can hold up there and say, that that?
Friday nights at
Making
the
my
Boy
debut.
Fight.
Making my debut at Sunderland, scoring my first goal for Jamaica, winning the cup at Leicester, and for me, always a highlight is staying up with Bradford City and staying up with Bradford City is like winning. We had an open top bus for staying up at Bradford. That's how big it was.
You had some good players at Bradford at the time. They were like, the team was like, you just didn't know what to expect with Bradford. I think there's been a few of those teams that have kind of like been at the bottom end of the table, 18th and the right at the bottom end, and they play some madness of a football, but they managed to leave an indelible mark on the Premiership or in the league. It definitely was one.
I think Bradford
you know
was
what it
kind
was?
of like
It was our
crazy
changing
gang,
room.
isn't it? What's that?
Yeah, it was our changing room. It was our changing room. We had a great changing room, and we had a great manager. All right, and we used to manage the dressing room ourselves. Like, nowadays it's like players don't even have a go at each other no more. Right? We would pull it on each other. You know what I mean? If man weren't pulling his weight, he's getting told, and you just have to hold it. Right? There'd be fights in the changing room.
Jeez.
You know what I mean?
Was you there when Collymore was there?
Because we cared.
Was you at Bradford when
I was there
Collymore?
when Stan was there. Yeah, I was there. He scored on the debut against Leeds.
Man, Collymore.
Did you knock anyone out in the changing room, Jamie?
Ernie, man.
No comment.
But I'm going to ask my last question just to satisfy Ernie. There was actually Eddie started this one. So you saw that little, after what you've been through, you saw that Sadio Mane didn't shake or pump the fist of Jurgen Klopp. It's been on rotation on Sky News all day from morning. How would you see that? How does that look to you?
That's no big deal. That's not a big deal. Listen, I'd be more concerned if the player never cared. All right? That shows a little bit of passion. And listen, I'm sure they're all right now. All right? But I love that passion that I want to play all the time. All right? There's nothing wrong with that. Listen, I fell out with managers and that. There's nothing wrong with it.
I got a quick question. Did you ever play against Rivaldo, Jamie? Did you mention?
Yeah, Rivaldo played in that game.
In that game?
Kaka played in that game. All Carlos.
How did you get on against Rivaldo? Any contact? Any physical contact? Or
Yeah. To be fair, I had contact with all of them. They were looking at me like, who is this madman? Yeah? I don't care who you are. If the ball's there to be won, I'm winning it.
You're winning it. Huh? Great.
Yeah, I'm winning it. But he was a baller. He was a baller, man.
Yeah.
Listen, Jamie, great having you on, bro.
Yeah, special.
Thank
You need to come back again, Jamie.
Thank you, everyone.
Blessings.
Yeah,
Jamie,
definitely.
you need to come
Thank
back
you.
because
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
you got some real Liverpool, fans on this side. So you need to come back, man. We like your laid back approach, man. Lewis, thank you very much for coming on. Good luck for tomorrow.
Good luck
Take
tomorrow,
care.
Lewis, mate.
Rodney, have a good weekend on the golf course as usual.
No, I'm at the cup final tomorrow, my friend.
Ernie, I ain't got nothing to say for you more than boop, 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 four in your head. Good night. It's been a fixture list.
It's the West Ham way.
No.